Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. If you don't know me already, I'm Ryan McCrary, CEO and founder of McCrary Financial Solutions, LLC. Hope everyone's having a good day. If you come on, please share. Please share on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you at, please share. Share on all platforms. So today I just wanted to talk about like good debt versus bad debt. I had an interview earlier with Dr. Gina Owens. She's the CEO of Debt Free Scholars. Basically how to get, people to, go to college debt free, which is very important. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. It's a really good discussion. But I brought up a lot of points just about like debt, good debt versus bad debt. Because I don't think we talk about debt enough, like paying off debt. We always celebrate like spending money. A lot of people will celebrate spending money or blowing money. Yo, I just blew this, whatever. I just blew money in a strip club, which we all do. I've done it many, many thousands of times. You know what I'm saying? So nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, we don't never celebrate saving or investing or paying off debt. Like, let's celebrate paying off debt. And a lot of people don't understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. They think just debt is just debt, and if you got debt, whatever. But debt can be good. You can have good debt, or debt can be bad. Like student loan debt can be good or bad, depending on how you use it. Also, if anybody want to please share. If you haven't shared already, please share. I need your help. Please share so we can get this message out there, so we can really build this discussion and get people really on the financial literacy wave. Because if you're not on the financial literacy wave, then you need to be on the wave. If you're not trying to be financially literate, then don't complain when you're struggling. Don't complain about Trump. Don't complain about the Trump tax plan. If you're not trying to have a business, an LLC or something, don't complain about the Trump tax plan. If you're not trying to be financially literate, if you're trying to complain about politicians, then you don't recognize that you have everything in your own hands. You don't have to depend on a politician. You don't have to depend on a job if you know how to make money in other ways. If you know the opportunities that exist online and other places, just being an entrepreneur or just knowing, how to have multiple streams of income, and just, being financially literate, making smart financial decisions. But so the difference between good debt and bad debt. Okay. Good debt. What is good debt? So good debt could be taking on money to put into another asset to make more money. That's the difference between rich people and everybody else. Rich people, wealthy people, when they go into a bank or they go to an investor or they're going to a lender or something like that, or they're trying to take some debt on, they're doing it to make more money. To make more money. Let me repeat that. The people that are rich, the people that have money, the people that have wealth, the people that make smart financial decisions, they take on debt to make more money. They don't take on debt just for consumer items, just to spend money. They take on debt to make more money. What is bad debt? Bad debt is credit card debt. Any debt where you're using it for consumer items. Car loans. I know we like having a great car, absolutely, but at the same time, that's not good debt. That's bad debt. Why is it bad debt? Because a car is not an asset. If you take a loan to buy a car, which everybody does, nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if you take on a loan for a car, that car is not going to put more money into your pocket. If you take on debt to start a business, that business can put a lot more money in your pocket. If you take on debt to buy a house, that house can appreciate, number one, so it can be worth more than when you buy it. Number two, you take on debt to buy a house, you can rent it out. So you can rent it out and you can get paid. You can have more money go into your pocket. If you take on debt, for other reasons to make more money, to invest, if you say, I take on this money, I buy, I want to take on debt to buy Bitcoin, which I don't suggest. But if you did take on debt to buy Bitcoin, that could be smart because you might make more money. I don't suggest that. That would be risky. But at the same time, you are putting into something that could potentially make you more money. Sierra, school them, assets reliability. Yes, thank you. That's all it is. It's really simple. It's really not as hard as we think. But the problem is most of us never learned it. So elementary, middle school, Tierra, did we learn any of this in school? Let me know, because I don't remember learning any of this. Elementary, middle school, high school, college, never ever learned financial literacy. We never learned about assets versus liabilities. We never learned about good debt versus bad debt. We never learned about net worth. How many people talk about net worth? I said an example earlier, because people think if you make a lot of money, that means you have a high net worth. It doesn't mean that. So, like I said in an example earlier, you could go to school, get a degree, and come out and make $200,000 a year, but you have $100,000 worth of student loan debt. I, on the other hand, can make $20,000 a year, but I have no debt. I have a higher net worth than you. So I don't care if you went and got a degree. I don't care if you went and got a PhD. I don't care if you make $200,000 a year. If you have student loan debt, which $100,000 or $50,000, and I only make, and you say, well, you only make $20,000 a year. But if I have no debt, I have a higher net worth than you. So a lot of people think, oh, I make 6 figures, or I make this, or I make like, all right, what do you own? What do you own? Do you have no debt? Do you have no student loan debt? Do you have no mortgage debt? Do you have no credit card debt? So I don't care if you make $500,000 a year, but you got all that debt. If I make $10,000 a year, but I have no debt, my net worth is higher than yours. So when you go into the bank, or when you go to an investor, or you go to an insurance company, anything, where there's real money, not like chump change, real money, and you're talking about how much you make, they're going to be like, okay, assets versus liabilities. Income is not an asset. Now, if you say I have $100,000 in the bank, yes, that can be used as an asset. But saying I make $100,000 a year, that's not an asset. Now, if you say I own a house, that's an asset. If I own a portfolio, if I own stocks, bonds, if I own crypto, if I own some ETFs, some mutual funds, that's an asset. You own gold, that's an asset. You own a business, that's an asset. You got digital real estate, meaning you have a website that makes you $10,000 a month, that's an asset. What is not an asset? A car is not an asset. An apartment, unless you own it, is not an asset. Gucci and Louis and whatever, Givenchy and jewelry, that's not an asset. So we need to understand good debt versus bad debt. A lot of people don't understand that, especially like with student loan. Another example, that can be either one. Student loans can be good debt if, let's say, you go to school to be a doctor or an engineer or something where you're going to make a lot of money to pay that loan back. Yes, that is good debt. That can be an investment. But if you go to school and you get a degree in philosophy, or you get a degree in history, and you only making $30,000 a year, but you went and got $150,000 worth of student loan debt, that is bad debt. Why is it bad debt? Because you're not going to make enough money to pay back that loan plus interest. So I just think a lot of people, number one, have a misconception about debt. They think debt is just debt, it's not good, or it's always bad. No, it's not always bad. If you, take on debt to make more money, that can definitely be good debt. That can definitely be used as an asset. That can be definitely used as leverage. People that got good credit, great credit, they can acquire assets without putting their own money up. So they can go to the bank and say, all right, I want to go buy this house. I'm going to flip it real quick, or I'm going to rent it out, whatever. And I'm going to just go to the bank and get that loan. Then I'm going to flip it, make profit, pay the bank back. And now I made money, and I didn't spend any of my money. I didn't use any of my money. That's good debt. So I didn't want to make this video super long. I just thought it was, having that interview earlier made just me think about the importance of talking about it. Talking about, good debt versus bad debt, and just how we just need to talk about it, because a lot of people don't talk about it. Okay. But yeah, those are the main things. Again, what is good debt? Good debt is to take on money to make more money. Bad debt is when you are taking on money for consumer items or things that won't bring you no more money, things that you don't buy assets with. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. I don't want this video to be super long. I just thought it was important. So if you're not on the financial literacy wave, you may want to get on the wave. If you want to truly build wealth, if you don't want your kids to start over with every generation, you need to start learning financial literacy, because it's really simple. Like Tierra said, assets versus liabilities, guns and butter, buying things that appreciate versus things that don't. If you buy art, it will probably appreciate. If you buy a house, it'll probably appreciate. If you buy gold or stocks, it'll probably appreciate. If you put it into a good business, it'll probably appreciate it. Sneaks don't appreciate. Cars don't appreciate. Jewelry don't appreciate. All that stuff don't appreciate. So if you want more info, hi Whitney, how you doing, Queen? You can go to my website, financiallyliteratenow.com. Don't forget the now, financiallyliteratenow.com. Hope everyone have a great day. Let's be financially literate.